which means I get to hang out with our garden friends this morning as part of our big spring garden launch, and we're going to bring you beautiful blooms to start in what is called the Rose of Sharon tree. Now, usually that's an oxymoron because we think of those more as shrubs, but this comes to us from Cottage Farms, who are constantly working to innovate, to hybrid, to grow that shot right there. Katie, if we sat on that shot for the next 7 minutes, I think we're probably good.
I agree. That is just a showstopper.
$24 easy pay and free shipping and handling, blooms into summer, and I highlighted it here, perennial. So plant it and we get blooms over and over and over again. Katie, first and foremost, I have to say welcome. I know you've been here already, but like we're so excited for this day and this event.
Oh my God, it's so buzzing, and the set here just looks beautiful.
This. I'm almost glad that the weather outside is kind of funky because we get to come in here and have a little bit of spring. And our friends at home get their first opportunity to get the very latest in botanicals from Cottage Farms.
Yes.
Talk to me about the Rose of Sharon.
Oh, I love this tree because it is one of those things you put in your garden, you plant it, and it will bloom for you for 40 years. This is an investment you are making. Yeah, it's like, it's not just a perennial. It's not just a shrub.
I know, what's the next word? Lifetime,
yes,
right?
Lifetime guarantee. This is an investment that you are making in your property. You are putting something in the ground once, and you are getting that payout like season after season for generations to come.
Legacy. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
It's legacy blooms. All right, friends, this is M94646. It's $24 to bring it home. But now, and I already said this to Katie, I'm going to say it to you at home too. Forgive me in advance if I ask the dumb questions because I am not your garden expert. Where are we? Right. You know me, I usually do jewelry and fashion, right? But hopefully that's an advantage to some of you. If you look at something like this, as I would, first of all, you wouldn't see this anyway if you're in any kind of garden shop, right? And I would go, ooh, tree. I don't know that I can already do this. I feel a little bit, and we have how many of these to go around? Thank you, Chunky. We have 700 of these to go around, and 700 have already been ordered in the last week. So talk to me as the beginner, if you don't mind, when I look at this and I go, you expect me to babysit this for 40 years, it's not gonna happen. And the great news is I really don't have to babysit it, right?
No, exactly. So the Rose of Sharon is a traditional shrub, which we have custom trained into a tree. But all that means for you that you need to know is that you just need to plant it. You don't need to do anything extra special.
Nice.
It's one of those great, we call it the daylily of shrubs, but if you don't know anything about daylilies, they're like the most basic, easy plant. You throw them in the ground and they want to grow. This is the same kind of tree. It can grow in part shade, part sun, so it really doesn't care where you put it. And because we've custom trained it into a tree, now there's more uses for it. So it is that front focal point. It can also go in a container though, which is really cool. So a lot of us want that blooming beauty in the summer, but we are no longer planting in the ground like that, or we don't have a little plot of land.
Well, I feel like a lot of us, whether we have the space or not, we want more of that vertical beauty, right? We will have ground cover, and we love ground cover, but I want the people slow down.
Yes.
I want the, somebody's coming over to visit and they stop before they knock on the door. Kind of like, oh, you must have somebody who takes care of your yard for you. And I wrote this down too because it really made me go, wait a minute. Twice the petals of your typical Rose of Sharon.
And this is a great picture there. That picture is a double Rose of Sharon. So not only, I mean, look how covered and loaded. You almost don't see any green.
Shade.
Yes, I know. So of course that tree is going to be about 5 years old. But I would love them to have one on the other side too. Wouldn't that be so stunning? So this is a tree that I also have this in my yard. This is midsummer. So when we're talking about blooming shrubs in our yard, a lot of us have that yellow one called forsythia, or we have, red bud trees, the spring, the signs of spring that come out, and then they're all just green.
Yes.
For the rest of the summer and the fall, that's when this baby really shines. So if you have any of those, you want to complement that and have multiple seasons of bloom in your yard.
Also, where are my purple girlies?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like those of you who who love that beautiful saturated purple color. Now, I'm looking at what's next to me, and I have to tell you, this is not what I would have expected to ship to me, because I would have expected something teeny tiny.
Yeah.
And hope you love being patient, Jen, because it's going to take 5 to 10 years for you to see anything. But this is your 3 3, 4, 5 years worth of work. And that's the Cottage Farms difference. They aren't shipping to you until the hard work is over.
That's right. And you will, I mean, this already has some buds on it.
I see it.
So you are going to be getting a robust, healthy tree that you'll definitely get flowers this year. The Rose of Sharon is also a very fast grower. And it's because we're shipping you a really healthy plant. Let me just see if I can zhuzh it out of the pot here. Check out the roots on this baby. I mean,
that's the hard work.
Yes, we have been growing this for, like you said, 3 to 4 to sometimes 5 years, getting you a really healthy plant that is ready to go. All you need to do is put it either in a pot or in the ground somewhere to give it that room to grow.
Does it matter what side of the house I'm putting it on?
No, because it can do part shade. Now, this is not one of those plants that has to go in full sun to the southern side.
Okay.
You can put it as a windbreak against your house. You can put it lining your driveway. I know people love to have kind of this stately look, but you don't want something that's going to take a lot of work. Put it at the back of your yard, or 2 in containers, I think would just be so
if she has a smaller balcony or deck, she can do that.
Yes, and it would restrict it a little bit.
Sure.
I would suggest starting with a 15 to 18-inch container if you're going to put it in a pot, and if you're going to put it in the ground, plant, and you want if you're getting 2, I would plant them at least 3 feet apart.
By the way, all these questions that I'm asking, whether you ask them or not, it's all in here. All right. So if you're like me, you have that little binder.
Absolutely.
Always keep them, right? All right. Some of you are picking up more than one, which I absolutely love. It's $24 to get it home. And if you only remember one thing that Katie said, I hope you remember blooms this year. Like so that for me, I always wonder when I see something on a screen, and obviously we are showing you some developments that are happening over a couple of years, but I want to go, I get to see those pretty flowers this year?
Yes.
And the answer is yes.
And this is a great example of that double. I mean, look at that. And also, the Rose of Sharon is different than a lot of our other flowering shrubs or even perennials, where the blooms are not just at the tip of the plant. So it's not just going to look like a hat. They are up and down the stem like grapes. So not only is this a double flower, so we've got, you know, multiple petals on each flower, but the flowers go up and down the stem. So it really has that depth, that dimension, and it is just such a stunning
Sandra said
tree.
something at midnight that I want to repeat like throughout this show. She's my garden mentor, right? And that's if everybody in your neighborhood is shopping at pretty much the same place, they're not going to see pieces like this in your neighborhood. And remember, we don't just hand this off to you and go, good luck. You've got the guarantee.
We do. We guarantee this is a perennial, which means it comes back. So we guarantee it for an entire year from the time of shipment. So that way you can shop with confidence. And if for any reason you're dissatisfied, please do get in touch with us.
Fabulous. It's M94646. Easy pay, $24 and free shipping and handling. Katie's coming back in a little bit with more from Cottage Farms. Okay.